Hi.
Welcome to the
Shed.
kitchen.
What are we doing today?
Well, we have 7 very large mature orange trees in different varieties, and that produces way too many oranges for us to consume and even to give away. And so I've been trying to find other ways of preserving the oranges or making them into something. We don't really eat marmalade, but something I did discover was this idea of canning orange juice. But the thing I don't know is, what does it taste like when you open the jar a week later, 6 months later? Does it taste like fresh juice? And then once that jar is opened, what does it taste like being in the fridge like a day after that? So with fresh juice, if you put it in the fridge, it starts to get a bitterness a couple of hours later or a day later. So you can't really juice a load of fresh juice and put it in the fridge and use it for a week. It doesn't really work like that. So I wanted to see how long it lasts in the fridge after it's been opened, and then I can do big jars of it if it lasts in the fridge. Otherwise you have to do it in single serving jars.
Juicy.
Okay, this juicer has come up a godsend. Doing this by hand would not be my ideal of fun. So that's a litre. So the method in the preserving world is a warm pack or a hot pack. So you have to heat the jars, heat the juice, heat the water, so that you have warm jars that you put warm liquid into, put it into a warm vessel, heat it up, cook it and simmer it for 10 minutes because it's just water bathing, not pressure canning. Turn the heat off, blah blah blah. So I'm going to heat this up now. At the same time, I'm going to put some hot water into the jars to heat those up. I'm going to put the lids in some more hot water to heat them up. And I'm going to start getting this water up to temperature. I'm just going to boil the kettle a few times and then we can stick the gas on. And the jars have been washed, sterilized, and the hot water obviously will help with that. Now, as I understand it, the heating the juice is part of this whole warm packing thing, but I also think it's part of the killing off any of the bacterias.
It's kind of like pasteurizing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that you're not putting bacterias into your cans, glass jars, and then they're not going to preserve. So the two reasons for heating up the juice.
That is our citrus compost pile. So we can make a nice acidic compost for the citrus trees and some blueberries that we might plant in the future, and anything else that likes acidic soil. It smells really nice.
It does.
It almost smells like dessert.
Come on, you can do it. What's that say? Watch pot never boils. Shh, I'm not watching.
That is simmering nicely.
It is.
Okay.
Right, we give it a quick stir. We turn this off. Job done.
Cool.
Next is...
Do you need to leave a bit of headroom?
Yeah, I think...
About that much?
Like that much, just to the bottom of the...
Cool.
The rim. Yes, you call it?
It's really interesting, the colour difference though.
Yeah.
So, as a comparison, the juice originally was about that colour, very orange, and now it's much more yellow, which is interesting.
I also have my lids.
How warm is that water?
Not that warm. Okay. So that's that done. Many preservers also, they do this thing where they wipe the rim with vinegar. Because this is really acidic, it doesn't need it.
Okay.
But that's a better way of doing it. Struggling to hold. Then the water is, I just boiled the kettle. I haven't heated it yet. It has a cloth in the bottom because I don't have a rack that fits this pot. Got this pot from our local market. Quick squirt of vinegar, and that is so that the glass jars don't get cloudy.
Interesting.
Learn something new every day, eh?
I have learned something new today.
Always paranoid about these things. We've pre-tested this. We should be able to get 5 in here quite comfortably.
I think you've done very well.
Look at that. Right, I just need to shuffle them around a little bit. So you don't want them touching the sides, and the reason for the cloth is so that you're not getting the direct heat from the bottom of the pan onto them, because that's also not good.
Oh, steamy.
10 minutes has passed. They are bubbling away, so we're going to turn this off. And we're just going to let it sit for another 5 minutes. And then we're going to take them out. Oh, water everywhere. Alright, so it looks like 3 of them have sealed already, which is good news.
It's bubbling away nicely.
So to leave them overnight to cool down, and then check the seals to make sure they're all sealed. So we can see already, you heard them pop. These 3, this one, and this one have already sealed. These 2 haven't yet, but I imagine they will.
Oh yeah, there's like a little dimply indentation.
Yep.
You might just be able to see it there.
We're going to leave them a few days, and then I'm going to come back and open one to taste it. But then I will also open one and put it in the fridge, and then kind of taste it every day to see how long it lasts for, whether that taste stays the same. So we'll see you in a couple of days. Oh, there went another one. There must be that one. Alright.
It's quite cute how excited you are about this.
Time to test the juice. I squeezed some fresh juice because I wanted to, number one, compare the colour and also to compare the taste. I'm pretty sure they're going to taste quite different. So this is the juice that we canned, and you can see it's quite separated. The colour difference is quite significant. So this one is very orange, this one is much yellower. This looks much more like as I said, the juice that you pour out of the carton that you get from the supermarket. And just a side note, we did 5 jars and one of them didn't seal properly, and that's because I hadn't tightened it enough. So tip there next time.
That's a good noise.
Is to make sure that I tighten my lids a bit tighter. Okay, so it looks the same, as in the particles are still suspended in the juice. The colour's a little bit different, but actually now that I'm pouring this into a glass, let's see if you can get that on camera. So, fresh juice tastes like fresh orange juice, but it definitely tastes, it's got that fresh juice tang to it. It's not bitter, it's just a little bit, maybe just a little bit too sharp compared to the other tree, which just has sweeter fruit. But you can definitely tell that's like freshly squeezed. Oh, interesting. I was actually thinking that they were going to be significantly different, but they're not.
Interesting.
That tastes not far off fresh orange juice. I'm actually really impressed with that.
I was not planning to be on camera this morning, so I probably looked like I just got out of bed. I think this is the fresh one based on the colour. So I think that's actually not as sweet as the usual fresh juice that we have. But you can taste the freshness, you can even see the little bubbly bits on top. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, this one smells different. This one you can smell the kind of like the fresh acidity and the sweetness. This one, it smells cooked. It smells like it's lost some of that freshness. Well, I would definitely say that is less sweet, more sharp and tangy, but pretty good. Like if that came out of a Tropicana carton, I would probably feel like I was drinking something premium. It would be great for drinks, like mixing in drinks. It would be great for cooking with, but yeah, pretty good for just by itself. I'm surprised actually.
I was surprised.
It's definitely sharper. You are not our cat.
Where does that one come from?
I think the thing that's nice about it is it's still got the bits in, and so that makes it feel like it's come from an orange, right, rather than out of a bottle.
The next part of the test that, if you remember, I said was going to take this that we've now opened. Oh my goodness. Flock of birds. Going to put this in the fridge and try it maybe tomorrow or the next day and see if it's still as good as this or if it starts to develop that bitterness that often happens when you leave oranges in the fridge for too long. Because fresh juice really doesn't last overnight in the fridge. So I'll be able to taste this tomorrow and see what I think. Oh, my girly muscles.
You loosened it for me.
Okay, so I'm going to taste this one first because this is the control. Yep. They taste the same.
Really?
Interesting. You try it.
I'll go the same order. Yep, you're right.
So that means once you've opened it, when it's been canned, you can definitely leave it in the fridge for a few days and it doesn't destroy the taste. Whereas shop bought stuff, in my mind, definitely after a few days in the fridge, starts to go a little bit bitter or sharp or not as smooth as when you first opened it. And I wonder if that's also to do with the size of the jars. If it was a larger container,
Yeah, maybe more oxidation.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, give us a verdict and we'll wrap this up.
So I'd say it's not the same as fresh juice, which I've said many times. It's very drinkable though. And definitely if you were adding a gin or a vodka or making some sort of cocktail from it, absolutely fine. You would think that it's fresh juice. But just out of the jar like that, it tastes like pasteurized juice. But we'll still be canning it because it's much more efficient to put it on the shelf than to put it in the fridge or a freezer. So that's an awesome solution for us to be able to drink orange juice the whole year round. It also means that we can have friends and family later in the year when the oranges are finished and they can enjoy some fresh juice. So pasteurized fresh juice, let's call it. So yeah, thumbs up for me. Works well. Give it a try. Let us know how you get on.